Alright, so I thought I would make a really quick video just on my Ryzen editing rig setup. So I'm just going to jump right into it. I'll go over all the parts and components that I used, and then probably give you just a basic benchmark or two. So let's start with the power supply. This is an EVGA 600BQ. It is a semi-modular unit. More than enough, really, for what I need. Moving on, actually, let's go over the case. So this is the Thermaltake Core P3. It does have the acrylic panel, not the tempered glass panel, and I actually had to have this panel custom made by a local shop because the original one scratched. I bought this case used for, I think it was 50 bucks. It was missing some screws. Obviously I don't have the, there's another plate you can put right here that holds the reservoir if you want to liquid cool it. Obviously I don't have that, but for me it wasn't a big deal. If I do anything, I think I'm going to go with an AIO 360, 240, maybe a 280. Wasn't really planning on keeping this case. Wanted to go with something a little bit smaller, but we'll see. So let me just give you a quick shot around the case itself. So for the motherboard, I went with the MSI Tomahawk B450 Max. The Max version offered the pre-upgraded BIOS along with more RAM options as far as speed. So for $5 more, or I think honestly you could get them both for the same price. So it wasn't really worth just going with the regular version, but so far I'm happy with it. I do kind of wish I went with the X570, but for the budget I was using, this worked out just fine. I think it cost me $115, and I believe that came from Best Buy, just because the shipping on Amazon was going to take weeks, and Best Buy could get it to me within a few days. So I will leave a link below for that through Amazon, but just know that you can also check places like Best Buy or Newegg and see if you can find it. So for RAM, I went with the Trident Z Neo. Now I have switched the RAM I think 4 times now. When I first built it, I went with the Ripjaws 5 or Ripjaws V 2x8 gig kit at 3600 CL16, and I was having problems with stability, I think because of the 3600, and obviously it's non-B die. So then I went with a 2x8 kit, Trident Z RGB, I think that was also, no, I think it was 3600 CL17, and I was going to do 4 sticks, making it a total of 32 gigs. And then I decided it was better just to go with the 2x16 Trident Z Neo kit, so that in the future I can add another and have 64 gigs compared to the 32 gigs I would have had the other way. The only problem was these are non-B die, and the 3600 CL17 8GB sticks are Samsung B die. Don't really seem to have a problem with these. One thing you need to know is with 4 sticks, the best it would let me run is 3200. So I'm not sure what I have these running at right now, but when we hop over to the computer I will show you. Anyways, let's jump right down to the graphics card. This is the Zotac 1660 Super the amp edition, so comes with a mild overclock already. And again, I will show you all the exact specs once we hop into the system itself. The fans, these are just some SP120s from Corsair. I picked these up from the same person I picked up the case from, and I'd also bought a 2700, the Ryzen 7 2700 non-X from them for $100, but I ended up selling that and getting the 2700X just because I wanted the added overclock ability and the slightly higher base clock speeds. I don't think I currently have this overclocked. I think I'm just using the precision boost overdrive inside the AMD software. Now I am using the stock AMD cooler, which seems to be working out just fine for now, but again, I do plan on adding an AIO in the future. I have a 256 gigabyte Sabrin Rocket M.2 NVMe drive that is running my operating system and a few important programs like DaVinci Resolve that I need for editing. And behind this bottom fan, I also have a 2.5-inch hard drive, not a solid state drive. This is a laptop drive, and that is 2 terabytes, and that is a Seagate Barracuda. Now that I've showed you real quick just the basic system components, let's hop on the computer and I'll show you a benchmark and the specific specs that I told you about before. Alright guys, so here is the Firestorm app. This is for the Zotac 1660 Super amp, and as you can see, the GPU clock's 1530, memory clock 7050. I do have it up 70 megahertz, which brings the boost clock to 1915, and I do have 50 megahertz on the memory clock, 105% power, and 89% target temp. Current temp is 42 degrees Celsius, and fan speed looks to be 32. So this is pretty much where I keep it. Haven't really tried to push it too much. I don't really need to at this point. If I find that I need to, I will. But I have done just about everything I am possibly going to do with this computer besides play some more intense games. But again, if I do need to push it a little bit more, I can. Running at 42 with 32% fan speed. So if I have to boost the fan speed, I definitely have that option. And the temperature never really gets higher than 42, at least not in basic gaming. I play a lot of this Asphalt 8 Airborne lately, but I've also played CSGO. Alright, so here you see we have a core voltage of 1.4, 48, 44, 40, in that range. Core speed 41 megahertz, 4100 megahertz, sorry. Memory 1600 megahertz, so dual channel. That means 3200 megahertz. I think that was probably the best I could get to get complete stability. And currently running a cache latency of 16. Obviously, so that's not great. I'm sure if it was Samsung B-Die, it would probably be a lot better, but not a huge deal. Plenty fast for what I need. Here you can see the graphics card, 6 gigabytes, GDDR6. GTX 1660 Super. Let's just do a bench test here. And looks like 4705.3 for multi-thread. And 453 for single thread. So we're actually running slightly below average according to this. Looks like their reference is 4935 for multi-thread and 488 on single thread. I'm not really sure why that is. Could have just not hit the lottery. Again, if I add the AIO, I can probably overclock this much more than just using the Precision Boost Overdrive. So real quick, I'll just show you the Ryzen Master software. See, precision boost overdrive, 1667 memory speed, current temperature 42 point, yeah, it's fluctuating, 41, 42. So there's definitely plenty of room to push this processor. If you know Ryzen at all, usually takes more voltage, so you need to be able to cool it. And I mean, the stock cooler does a good job, but you will need something more if you want to really overclock it. Again, I have already rendered videos and they've done perfectly fine. I think I'm down to like 12 minutes for a 30-minute 1080p video with a ton of edits. So compared to my laptop, that would take me like 2.5, 3 hours. So obviously I'm very happy with this. We have the Heaven benchmark. Now I am using an LG 75Hz ultra wide monitor. I'm not sure the size, 29, 27, something like that. I believe it's just a 1080p ultra wide. So nothing special. Current temperature is 63 degrees. Let's just run the benchmark on it, and obviously I'll speed through this for you guys. Alright, so there are the finished benchmarks. 98.4 frames per second, 2479 score, minimum FPS was 34, max was 214.3, and here you can see the specs. Looks like we're only running at 3699 megahertz, so again, I'm sure I could overclock it further. It's possible I'm getting thermal throttling, although I don't think so. It's something I'll have to look a little more into, but definitely think an AIO would help out. So let's go ahead and close this. Now I am obviously running OBS at the same time, so do keep that in mind when you're looking at all these scores. Something I did forget to mention earlier is this is a FreeSync monitor, so I am running G-Sync, and this is Cinebench R20, just so you guys know. And I can definitely see some lag between running OBS in the background and not. So 3691 is the final score. Again, it is a lot better when I'm not running OBS in the background, but not much I can do about that if I'm trying to record this video at the same time. Anyways, I think that is it, guys. So I'm going to hop on Steam, I think, and try to get the new Doom Eternal. I was actually watching somebody on Twitch play it the other day, and it looks like a whole lot of fun. So I just wanted to share my editing rig with you guys, and hopefully it'll help somebody out. You can save money in areas and, skip the NVMe or not go with the Trident Z Neo RAM. You can just stick with the Ripjaws V. I would go with maybe 3200 or ones with Samsung B-Die, which you can probably find online. You just got to really look for this B-Die list. And also check the reviews, because nothing can really be for certain. Buy used, you can save some money. So you don't have to go with a semi-modular power supply, although I did get that one on sale. I think it was like 60 bucks. The monitor I did get for free, but again, there's ways to save money, and this was my budget build. So again, hopefully it helps, and let me know if you guys have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next one.